Hello, my name is Brian and I'm a technical support engineer here at ScreenMeet. Today's video will cover the ScreenMeet Remote Support tool using the Salesforce integration. To begin, I've already logged into my Salesforce instance for my organization and navigated to a case. Our Salesforce administrator has deployed our Salesforce widget inside of a tab. Your organization also may be utilizing ScreenMeet within another Salesforce object, such as a lead, opportunity, account, and the widget may also be located elsewhere within the object rather than a tab. As a note before we move forward, your organization may not have the functionality and features shown in this demonstration if your ScreenMeet administrator has disabled features or required them to be enabled by default. Your organization also may utilize different use cases or workflows such as chat, email, phone calls, automated scheduling, and more. To begin, I will see options to either record the session or schedule the session if our ScreenMeet administrator has enabled these settings. To continue, we will press Start Remote Support Session with recording enabled. Once we have created a session, a ScreenMeet session object is created. The name will automatically default to reference the case or object number. You will also see a link that you can copy and send to the user via email or chat. If you are in a chat transcript within Salesforce, you will also see a button to send an invite automatically to the chatter as well. If your organization has deployed the pre-installed ScreenMeet MSI client or pre-installed Mac package, the user will see a pop-up within their browser to ask them if they would like to open ScreenMeet support. This prevents the need for a download each time a session takes place after the end user clicks the link. To begin, I will click on the link as the end user to download and run the file. Once the user has accepted the terms and conditions of the session, the agent will see a button that allows them to enter the session. Once we are connected, we can now see the end user screen. Depending on the nature of the issue, they can show us what they need assistance with, or we can enable remote control to best assist the customer. We will firstly see a toolbar to the right of the agent viewer with our support tools. This toolbar can be collapsed by clicking on the arrow icon. It can also be detached by clicking on the square icon and moved. The first feature that we'd like to display is the request screen annotation feature. When this is clicked, the agent can enable a laser pointer, draw on the screen, add shapes, and undo or clear all drawings. Up next is the remote control functionality, which allows the agent to control the user's keyboard and mouse. Once the user has accepted the terms, we are now able to control the machine. When remote control is enabled, it will then show additional options as shown. We firstly provide functionality for Windows tools. This allows you to run different types of frequently used commands and tools to streamline your troubleshooting experience. Inside of the Windows tools, we can escalate the session to administrative privileges. This can be done either with local administrator permissions or by domain credentials. For this example, I will proceed with local administrator. The end user will see a UAC prompt or be prompted to log into an administrator account. When the end user has accepted the UAC prompt or log in with local admin, the session is reestablished at an elevated administrator level. From this point, we can see that administrator access enabled and shortcuts with the administrator shield icon are now able to be used within our tools section. The agent can also restart the device and the session will automatically reconnect when administrator permissions have been granted. This also allows the agent to interact with UAC prompts and log out as the user or log in with their profile if needed. Up next is the Custom Tools option, which allows your ScreenMeet administrator to create custom commands that your organization frequently uses to save time and improve the agent and customer experience. We also have the Desktop subsection, which allows you to minimize all windows, show the desktop, and more. Up next is the Explorer option, which allows you to open Windows Explorer, open Quick Settings, and more. We also provide a System subsection of tools, which allows you to open network connections, registry editor, control panel, and more. Lastly, we have the option to execute a command on the machine through the ScreenMeet agent viewer. You can run the command using PowerShell as admin or keep the terminal open after running. We also have the option to pre-store the user's credentials by clicking on the key icon at the top right of the Windows tools. This will prompt the end user to enter their password to enable automatic login after a reboot. Up next is the remote clipboard functionality, which allows the agent to copy text on the end user's machine. The text can be pasted elsewhere on the end user's machine or brought to the agent's machine. The agent can also copy text from their device's clipboard and paste it on the end user's device as well. Next is the privacy curtain, which will gray out the user's screen. This can be helpful in cases where there is sensitive information that the agent does not want the end user to be able to see, though the end user will always have the option to end the privacy curtain feature. Up next is our screenshot functionality, which allows the agent to take a screenshot of what is currently visible on the end user's machine. They can either download it to their computer, to the end user's computer, or upload it to the case. Our next feature is the system information, which shows metadata about the end user's machine. This data is also stored as part of the session log if it needs to be referenced after the session has taken place. Zoom to original size allows you to scale the view of the agent viewer to the original size of the end user's device rather than rescaling the view of the machine to fit inside of your browser window. The switch display option allows you to either switch the display or show both displays simultaneously in cases where the end user has multiple monitors. The stream performance option allows you to downscale the stream FPS and stream resolution in cases where the end user or customer is having network connectivity issues, which may improve the overall support experience for the agent. Viewer Invite Agents allows you to invite other agents to use in a swarming capacity. You can invite a higher tier of support or subject matter expert into the session to more quickly resolve the end user's issue. File transferring allows the end user and agent to transfer files between each other. The file transfer can either be bidirectional, agent to user, or user to agent depending on your ScreenMeet configuration. These transferred files can also be retained and stored in the Salesforce object or preferred storage method if your administrator has enabled this setting. You can also chat with the end user by clicking on the chat button. This can be helpful if you're working through a different live chat system or phone call and you get disconnected and need to reconnect with the user. Lastly, our session information pane at the bottom of the agent viewer is included. This includes the session duration, connection quality, and connection information. You can click on the connection information to see if there is any packet loss, low bandwidth, and more if you are encountering any quality issues with the session. We also provide the report a bug link at the bottom so an agent may open a support ticket if needed as well. To end the session, we will simply click on Leave Session and the Close Session button. As a reminder, the settings and functionality shown in this demonstration may be slightly different than what is visible to you, as your ScreenMeet administrator may have disabled the setting or required them to be enabled by default. Once the agent has closed the session, they will have the option to review the session. This gives the agent the opportunity to provide their feedback on the session and is the best way to flag sessions of note. To review the session, we've gone ahead and refreshed our case. We can now see that there is a ScreenMeet case session as our ScreenMeet administrator has set up the junction object and the related list. To view more information about the session, we will click on the ID. We will firstly see device information that we saw a little bit earlier in the session that includes the CPU, memory, and more. We can also click on the log option as well to see granular information about the actions that took place within the session. Depending on your configuration, you'll either see the session recording in a recording URL as shown here, or it will be attached to the case or object in question. This is also true for any files that were transferred or any screenshots that took place within the session itself. This concludes the ScreenMeet Remote Support and Salesforce Integration overview. Definitely let us know if you have any questions. We'd be glad to assist. Thanks and have a great day.